Hey kids, welcome back to the library with me, Mr. Nick. It's so great to see all of you today. I'm sorry I can't be with you on our live meeting this week. Uh, I have to get some surgery on my gums, and so I won't be able to talk for a couple days, but I'll make sure I will see you all next week. With that in mind, I wanted to make sure I recorded some read alouds for you this week so that even though we can't have our usual meeting, we still get to see each other, even for just a little bit. So, this month, we're starting a brand new theme, and that theme is kindness. Kindness can take many different forms, whether it's doing something nice for someone you love, maybe being generous with someone you don't know, or even being kind to yourself, treating yourself with compassion and caring for yourself too. There's lots of different forms of kindness and lots of different ways to show kindness to other people and yourself. And we'll be looking at that all this month. But for today, I just wanted to read a couple stories of kindness for you all. So, before we get started, let's start with our normal library time routines. As always, we'll do our things that never change. Number one, I like you just the way you are. Doesn't matter what's going on in your life, doesn't matter what's going on in mine. Doesn't matter if I can't talk for a few days or if I don't see you for a few days. That doesn't change. Number two, I'm happy you're here today. I'm happy that you get to watch my video today, even if I can't see you in person. It's such a special feeling to know that you'll be tuning into this. And of course, number three, our expectations. And we don't have to do all our Zoom expectations because we won't be on a Zoom call. But it's nice to remember our most important expectation, which is to be kind and respectful to one another. And I like to think about that a lot because it's such a good feeling when you get to be kind to someone and when someone gets to be kind to you. So with that in mind, the first story I have to read today is called Strictly No Elephants. And I like this story a lot because as you'll see, not everyone is super kind in the story. And sometimes when someone is not kind to us, it makes us not want to be kind to other people too. If someone's mean to me, I take that and then maybe I want to be mean to someone else. And that's something our main character here will struggle with. So let's get into the story and see how they work, how they do. Strictly No Elephants. The trouble with having a tiny elephant for a pet is that you never quite fit in. No one else has an elephant. And every day I take my elephant for a walk. His is a very thoughtful sort of walk. Now I see a couple acts of kindness already in the story. What do you notice? How is our main character being kind to their pet? How is the tiny elephant being kind to the kid? He doesn't like the cracks in the sidewalk much. I always go back and help him over. That's what friends do. They lift each other over the cracks. Today, I'm walking my tiny elephant to number 17. It's Pet Club Day, and everyone will be there. Come along, there's a good boy. I coax him the last few feet. It'll be fine. When I look up, there's a sign on the door. Oh, you can probably already guess what the sign says based on the title of the book. But how do you think our main character feels? Look at their face. The artist does a great job illustrating their expression. Strictly no elephants. My tiny elephant leads me back to the sidewalk, never minding the cracks, because that's what friends do. They brave the scary things for you. I love how the artist illustrates this feeling too. So if we saw our main character, they had an expression on their face. Think to yourself, what might they have been feeling? And notice now, the artist or the illustrator, they painted this all one color, or mostly shades of one color. What kind of emotion does that make you feel too? Did you try to go to the pet club meeting too? The girl asks. Yes, I say, but they don't allow elephants. The sign didn't mention skunks, the girl says. But they don't want us to play with them either. They just don't know any better, I tell her. He doesn't stink, the girl adds. No, he doesn't, I agree. What if we start our own club? Come along, I say, making certain that my tiny elephant follows me, because that's what friends do. They never leave anyone behind. Oh, look at all the different tiny pets. I'll zoom in a little bit here so we can see each one. Some of these are very, normal ones, but some of them look a little bit silly. We can play here, one of our new friends says. All of us. Oh, look at that. In the treehouse. So we paint our own sign. Strictly, no strangers, no spoil sports. All are welcome. Now, at this point in the book, I like to think back to what was our main character thinking. Go back to here. So someone was not very kind to them, right? They hurt their feelings. You can see that on their expression. We can see that their feelings are hurt. Maybe they're feeling sad or lonely or upset by the way the illustrator paints these all with these gray colors. You can see in the way that they talk to the new friend they meet. And look how excited they are to have friends. They want to start their own club. And I like to think about that. And I think this is really cool. This right here. Because they're making a new sign and they realize they're starting to do the same thing that someone else did that hurt their feelings. Because that can be a real thing we have sometimes. When someone hurts our feelings, it makes us want to hurt someone else's feelings too. But I love that they realize that's not a kind thing to do. They wouldn't want to do to someone else what just happened to them. So they cross out the sign. If you want to join us, my tiny elephant will give you directions if you need them. because that's what friends do. I hope you enjoyed that story. That's one of my favorite stories because I like to think about how sometimes it can be really hard to be kind, especially if we feel hurt. But I love that our main character gets over that feeling and realizes that they can accept other people too. All right, kids, that's our story for today. I'll try and record another story if I have time so I can have something else to send out to you this week. Have a wonderful rest of your day.